Like a faint buzzing sound in this room. Oh. Hey, okay. The intercom panel displays some numbers. I didn't know this was where it was. So, 141. Nothing happened. I entered the wrong number. Fluorescent lights? Maybe. That's kind of what it sounds like. Alright, so it's in the file. Alright, so memo with code. Twice 7 days makes the new moon full, plus 1 is the key to the square as well. 438951. I know 951 is the Riverside area code. But that's not going to help me here. Twice 7 days makes the new moon full, plus 1 is the key to the square as well. Is it just more obvious than I think? Okay, no, it's not. What the hell is it? Whoops. Huh? How was that right? How did I solve that? Huh? I don't know. Okay, so here's my rationality with this. I was staring at this and I'm like, huh. It looks like it's missing 3 numbers. 2, 7, and 6. So I thought, okay, so in the left, I was like, I was thinking that would be 27, but I didn't know the last one. Yeah, I don't know the sequence here either. I was looking at this and I knew that 2, 6, and 7 were missing if you wanted to represent every number on a number pad, but we can't assume that, right? But so I was like, okay, we'll just say it does. This gives me something to start with, right? And then I was like, okay, so I'm just gonna look for number patterns. So I looked at the 1, which is on the right side, and I thought, okay, there isn't a 2 in the first column, because maybe we're counting in such a way that how do I do this? Here's how I'll do it. Here's my rationality here, right? We have 4, 3, 8, 9, 5, 1, and then 3 blanks, right? So I'm looking at this and I'm like, so the number 1, right, is represented in the right side, and the number 3 is represented in the middle. So I thought, what if we count left to right in sequence, but going up and down as well? So we have 1 in the middle, we have 3 at the top, so that means 2 should be at the bottom. Because why the fuck not? Why won't you just count from the middle and then go to the bottom and then go to the top? Does that make sense? So that's why I put 2 there. And then this is gonna make sense, right? So if we continue that logic, number 4 is on the top, 5 is next on the bottom, and then the next down here would be 6. So that's where I put 6. And I was like, okay, 7 is the only one that's no longer represented here, so I'll just put 7 down here, because then that's it. And then for some reason that just worked. I don't get it. Why? I don't understand why. Why is 6 here? Why is 2 here? Why is 7 there? I don't know. Smart? No, it doesn't make any sense. There's literally no sense in it. It makes no sense. It's like we're counting numbers, and we're moving them down by 1 slot and moving it to the left. So, you know, starting with 1, okay, then 2 would go over here, but then the overflow means that it goes to the left side. So that means, okay, so, you know, 1, since 3 is up here, 2 must be down here. All right, cool. And then it's like, okay, 4, 5, you know, this is the next obvious one. 4, 5, okay, 6 goes there, sure. And then 8, and then, okay, where's the 7? Okay, maybe 7 starts here, and then if we go down, and then, you know, down, and then to the next, that's where 8 would be. But since 8 is, you know, outside of bounds, it would go up here. It would start at the top, and then, you know, down and to the right would be 9, and then, oh, this is out of bounds, so it moves all the way over here. And that's why. That's my rationality. It makes no sense. That's not how it should work. It literally should not be like that. And yet it just worked. That should not be how it works. It literally should not be like that. I was not expecting it to work. It should not work. It makes sense though. It should not make any sense. It doesn't make any sense to anyone. I was thinking initially, twice 7 days makes the new moon full. So it's like, okay, 1, 4, because 2 times 7 is 14, makes the new moon full. So that would be like representation of the number 0. And then plus 1, okay, so you have 0 plus 1, that's 1. Then that wasn't it. Like 141 was not it. And then I was like, twice 7 days makes a new moon full, plus 1 is the key to the square as well. So I was like, okay, maybe if I take it super literally, 271. Okay, that's not it either. And then I was just staring at this and I'm thinking, and then I used that weird logic that I just described, and it's like, okay, you got it. I'm like, what the f***? Why is this right? How is this correct? Who made this? And why did my solution work? I don't know. That's very cool. I don't get it. Well, why did that work? Literally, why did that work? Okay, before we go anywhere, I need to look this up. Oh, what the hell? Huh? So apparently, this is what it is. To solve the memo with code puzzle, players should begin by focusing on the file's red text, which reads as follows. Twice 7 days makes a new moon full, plus 1 is the key to the square as well. This text suggests that fans of Fatal Frame games should multiply 7 by 2, then add 1, and indeed the number 15 plays a very important role in this puzzle. More specifically, each row of numbers that is displayed on the intercom in the director's office adds up to 15, and the digits that players enter into third row must make it so that all 3 columns also equal 15 when added. This means that the solution is to the puzzle is 276, and a notification will indicate... I didn't know that this was Sudoku! I 100% knew my solution was BS. Because there's no way that that would have been right. Okay, so there was a thing where... completely off tangent. But I was given this assignment in 6th grade, I think, where we had to come up with filling in this 3x3 matrix with numbers wherever the hell we wanted. But the goal was that no 2 rows or any of the diagonals could equal the same number. So I just went and I just threw numbers in there, and it just worked. I got the answer in like 1 minute after the assignment was given out, probably to my teacher's dismay. Look, I had no intention on solving this immediately, right? But this is how I was able to figure that out. Okay, so we have your 3x3 matrix, and then I was like, okay, I'm just gonna throw numbers in here in a pseudo-random and a really weird random place. All right, so I'm just gonna put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Do you see the pattern that I took here? I'm gonna do that again, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Here's my thought here. I'm gonna put in numbers in such a way that it's gonna be like throwing a ball around a square. So I'm gonna start here, 1, and I'm gonna throw it in such a way that it's gonna hit the middle of the opposite wall, one of the opposite walls. So this one's gonna be 2. And then it'll bounce off and hit the opposite wall at the corner, 3. All right, and then it's gonna bounce back and hit the opposite wall at 4. Then it'll hit the opposite corner, 5. Bounce off, hit the opposite wall, 6. Bounce off, hit the opposite corner, 7. Bounce off, hit the opposite wall, 8. And then what's the last remaining square? That's 9. And that's how I solved the puzzle, which makes absolutely no fucking sense. So I use the same sort of logic here, except I wasn't bouncing a ball around the around this 3x3 matrix. I was just like, you know what? Let's just represent all the numbers. I'll just like do some really weird bullshit with it. It just worked. Every number, every row just added up to 15. How the f? I don't understand. Why does my brain work like this? Okay, back to the video game.